Hey, this is Wolf from Armoury-Terrain, and it's still raining here in so-called sunny Brisbane. We have had so much rain that I actually have real mushrooms growing all through my front lawn. Anyway, my last project was building an umbrella stand in the form of a hollow log, and today we're going to decorate it up to make it look a little bit cooler than it has been. Now, normally with these Claytastic mushrooms, which are pretty cool, I just make a stem out of the clay like this and push the top onto it. But with the log, I decided that I needed mushrooms growing out of the log. Therefore, using a piece of armature wire, like such, you grab your Claytastic clay, which is this stuff, super light clay. It's really great. Although if you leave it for months and months in these little containers, you end up with bits like this that have gone bad and a throwaway. But such things happen. Okay, so you grab your clay and your armature wire and you knead it around the armature wire, using your fingers to shape it however you need, making sure you leave enough wire at the base to stick into the tree trunk to hold it. So it's just a matter of shaping the mushroom stalk. Now I've got a little bit too much clay here, so I'll dispose of that bit. And this stuff is air dry, which means even on a wet, humid day like today, it does dry. It just takes a while. It means no oven, because if you put a metal rod in the oven, you have all sorts of bad things happen to your clay, like cracking and exploding and bad things. Okay. So now that I have this at this stage, I'll stick it into this block of foam to cure. After it's in the block, you might need to reshape it a little bit depending on how hard or easy it was to push in. Right. Excess foam, clay, throw it all back in the container. So it lasts okay. I got this from the Eka last year, so it's now 14 months old and it's still usable. Now normally with this stuff you just push it together and it works, but because this side is dry and these are mainly dry, I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to them, and then they'll be able to be attached to the stump. So trusty Ryobi cordless hot glue gun to the rescue. Just a little bit of hot glue. You don't want too much, or otherwise it'll be flying down the stem at you, and you know, hot glue gun burns are not most fun things. I seem to be really good at burning myself with them, but not burning yourself is a much better plan. Also, having something to catch the drips is a good plan. So that's how you put the mushrooms together. We're going to pause the video now, and I'm going to grab the umbrella stump and I'll show you putting them into the stump itself. Well, here's my umbrella stand again. It looks okay. It's got a little bit of foliage around it, it's got the grass, all the rest, but it's still a little plain. So what I'm thinking is, as long as I don't put anything directly on the front which might get knocked as people walk past, I should be able to stick some of these mushrooms on. So with my soldering iron, using the soldering iron because this is the same diameter as the armature wire, I'm going to poke a hole through the paper mache and through the foam. Yep, just like that. Happily the paper mache did not catch fire, which I was only a little bit worried about. Little bit. Okay, now grab one of my mushrooms, put a bit of hot glue around the base of it. Not too much, because otherwise it'll smear everywhere. And then insert it into the hole on whichever angle I want it, which is that angle like that. And huzzah, I have a mushroom. Now to repeat with a number of other mushrooms, because they tend to clump together. They're not a solitary type thing. Why? I'm not sure, but that's just the way it seems to be. So once again, pushing a hole in through the foam. This time I'm going through the electrical tape as well, which is great. All I've got to remember is not to go directly in the middle of the side, because there's a piece of timber in behind it. So I'm going to group these mushrooms together in the same colour, just for artistic purposes. So once again, glue on the base of the mushroom and insert it into the hole before the hot glue drips everywhere. Okay, that hole was not quite as wide as the last one, so I had a little bit of problem sticking it in. And now for the third one, let's go down lower. And this time when I stick it in, I'll open up the hole a little bit, and I managed to take all the paint off the top layer, so this must be getting warmer. Also managed to bend the wire out through the stem, so it wasn't quite as set as I thought it was. But a little bit of patching and it's all good. Now for the hot glue. If you without the hot glue, it won't go in and stay in. So here we have one cluster of mushrooms, nice and safe on the side, where they shouldn't get knocked around too much. Now to balance it, I'm of course going to put some mushrooms on the other side, but not up the top. I thought these ones might go better right down the bottom. So punch some more holes in, but close to the base this time. So, one, making them nice and wide, so there's not going to be any issue of the mushroom going in. Now mushrooms in the cartoons all have dots on them. Mushrooms in real life, the thousands of different varieties, can have all sorts of weird and fun colours. So feel free to either make up your own colours or have a look on Google and just type in funky mushrooms or weird mushrooms, and you'll get some very interesting results. Now when you're doing this, you have to remember that your armature wire can't be any longer than the foam is thick and the cavity behind the foam, because otherwise it's going to run into the plastic pipe and not do so well. So I now have 6 mushrooms happily on this stand, and I'm going to add one more wherever I put it, over here, just because I can. I had to use up the clay that was going bad, but as much as I'd like to stick it up on top somewhere, it will get knocked off badly. So it's going to get put right at the back where I've got a little bit of a hole in between my artificial grass. Now all I need to do is have my lovely assistant pass me the butterfly that I'm adding to this, and the decorations of this stump will be all done. Thank you very much, lovely assistant. So this little butterfly that I bought today is a fridge magnet, and I thought it might just add a nice bit of extra colour. And it's made of plastic wings, so I'm hoping that when the umbrellas hit it, the wings will just move out of the way. At least that's my hope. And this little butterfly is going to perch up here just for a dash of extra colour. Now, I was also hoping to buy a frog to glue to the outside of the stump. I have a couple of natural looking frogs here, but unfortunately they're all made out of heavy, dense material for outside, so they're a little heavy to glue to the stump. So I might 3D print one of those and stick it on the stump at some point. Anyway, this is Wolf from Armoury-Terrain saying, this is my umbrella stand, so screw you wet weather, I can come and go and not make a mess on the floor. Well, only crafting wise. So the umbrella wood will be contained, and guys, this is Wolf from Armoury-Terrain saying go out and make something.